Good day, everybody. This is AG outside. I was outside enjoying our unusual snow because we're in zone 8 in the south. So we just got a little bit of a snow from a snowstorm that came up north, and so I thought this would be a good time to just shoot a video on the Sago palms while I was outside, just to kind of one prove to you how cold hearted they can be. And if you live in a cold zone, you should not be afraid to invest putting Sago palms into your landscape. Okay, I want to just, go quickly over all you need to do to cover up your sago palms. It's very simple. You want to just cover them up. I always use old comforters, old bed comforters or old sheets that are kind of thick, uh, old quilts. Instead of throwing those away, if you have sago palms or if you have any kind of plant that you can use to cover those up with in the wintertime, save them for that. But it's simple. I just get all of the snow off of them. So during the day, you want to leave them uncovered. As long as the temperatures rise above, 40 degrees, then really they do better uncovered during the day. So it's good to put something on them that you can easily take off, the next morning. Uh, so at night, you're only gonna come out like late at night around 8 or 9 o'clock before it get too dark, and just kind of cover them with that comforter, that sheet. You want to use something big enough, to cover up all the leaves. You don't have to have it go all the way to the ground, because in most cases, if you got a big plant, you're not gonna get something that touches the ground. But as long as it covers up the base and it keeps the bulb, from getting cold and wet, because if it snows, of course, you don't want that coldness to stay on that bulb too long, and you don't want it to slowly melt and then that water get down into that bulb. The same thing on a cold night when it get like it's in the 20s or 30s and it's gonna rain. You don't want that coldness and along with the wetness to get on that bulb. So in that situation, you want to also cover up your sago palm. Now on a day when it's gonna rain or snow, you may want to put a tarp over top of it. But basically, you want to keep it where it's easy for you to uncover it the next morning or the next day. You can just yank it back off because you want that bulb to always be able to breathe. You don't want to keep it closed up too long because that can be detrimental to the bulb as well. You want it to be able to get airflow because the cold temperatures, won't hurt it as bad as covering it up and letting that bulb stay moist too long. So we're gonna show you how to do it on one of the bigger ones. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Just drape your old sheet or comforter or thick. You don't want to use a sheet too thin, but just drape it over the top of it, and that's all you need to do. As long as you keep that bulb and the top layer of leaves from getting too cold, then hopefully they'll stay green no matter how harsh the winter gets, and that bulb will be protected. Like I say, if it's gonna rain or snow, then just throw a tarp over top of that to keep the comforter um, from getting wet. So you want to insulate layer, and then you want to layer to keep it from getting wet. But if it's not gonna rain or anything, then you can just use the comforter, and it's real easy and quick to put that on there and yank it back off in the morning. So if you got a lot of sago palms like I have, then it can be some work to come out and cover them all up. But this is a quick, easy way to do it. And if you're gonna enjoy these palms and you want to make sure they stay healthy and they strive each year, you got to put a little work in during the winter months. Now, a lot of our winters are mild, and I don't have to do anything because I live in, a climate that doesn't really get a lot of harsh winter weather. But if you live up north and you get snow every year, or you get temperatures down in the teens or the 20s, then you're gonna have to do this each year in order to be successful growing sago palms in that zone or that area of the country. All right, y'all, we're back. It is the first part of June, and I did want to do a quick video to show you that everything came back out fine. Um, you know, After the winter was over with, we did trim all of the greenery off of them, and rarely do we have a cold winter like that and get snow. So it is good sometimes to just let them reset and trim everything back. So I just wanted to do this video to show you that sago palms are very cold hardy. As long as you put a little bit of care into them, and if you have some freezing weather, getting down into the 30s, or if you have snow, you're gonna need to try to cover them up just to give them a little bit extra protection. from the winter. But they should come back out, fine, as long as you take some of the precautions that I just showed you. They should do fine. So hopefully this video will encourage you to grow a sago palm if you live in a cold area. That because they'll add a lot of beauty to your landscape. This one right here, this was one that we planted from a pup that we got last year, so it's still kind of young. So it did get a little sprout on it, but we'll work on that one. We'll get it, put a whole another sprout out. We'll trim everything back, take these little sprouts going out on the side, take them out, and we'll try to get it to put another full sprout out, and it should be fine. But anyway, I really appreciate you for watching, and please subscribe to AJ Outside. Have a great day.